All right, guys. Good afternoon. I'm going to do a short mini lesson on how to find slope given multiple representations. And I know this is a big idea in many courses. So let's jump right in. The four representations I'm going to be looking at today are when you're given a word problem, when you're given a graph, a table, and two ordered pairs. And you find slope differently depending on what representation it is in. So if you have a word problem, you're going to use our definition of slope of rise over run for your word problem. So I'm looking for a vertical change when I read this problem, and I'm looking for a horizontal change to be able to do rise over run. So Wyatt is flying a kite in the park. The kite is a horizontal distance of 24 feet from Wyatt's position and a vertical distance of 72 feet. Find the slope of the kite string. So run represents horizontal distance, so this is my run. Rise represents vertical distance, so this is my rise. Okay, so your slope equals the rise of 72 feet over the run of 24 feet. Okay, so 72 over 24 gives you 3. Okay, moving on to when you have a graph. With a graph, you also use rise over run. But one thing I want to add in here is that you always start with point furthest or farthest to the left. Okay? Always start with the point furthest to the left, because that way you can decide if your negative or your positive is coming from whether you're going to go up or whether you're going to go down. So if I always start with my point furthest to the left, which in this case would be the bottom one, I ask myself, do I go up or do I go down to get to the next point? I go up, so that means my slope is going to be positive. And I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a positive 6. I take a right turn and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Positive 4. So my slope equals 6 over 4. And both of these have a GCF of 2. So divide both by 2 and you get 3 over 2. Now, as you notice in the two examples I've chosen here, it already has 2 nice points chosen for you. However, that won't always be the case. You may be given a line work and none of the points are chosen for you. So in order to do that rise over run, you have to pick 2 points, preferably nice points. And when I say nice points, I mean points that go through the corner. And then make that dot. If it's not there, make it. So I put that dot on the line where it goes through the corner and then do my rise over run. So let's look at it for number 2. Okay, so if I'm going to start with my point furthest to the left, that's going to be my top point. So this time I don't go up and get to my next point, I go down. So that's going to make my slope negative. I go down 1, 2, 3, and I'll always take a right turn if I start with that point furthest to the left. So I go right 1. So my slope in this case is negative 3 over 1, which simplifies to negative 3. Now, when I have a table, I use rate of change, because rate of change and slope are the same exact thing. And it just has a little bit different definition. So I have videos on rate of change, go back and watch those. But rate of change, which is abbreviated ROC, means to find the change in Y over the change in X between first 2 points. Okay? So if I'm looking at my first 2 points right here, I ask myself, how do I get, so my ROC here is going to equal, how do I get from negative 4 to negative 2? Well, I have to go, if I'm down the whole 4 and I have to get up to 2 feet, I go up 2 feet. I mean, if I only want to be in the whole 2 feet, I have to climb up 2 feet. So I had to add 2. I had to climb up 2 feet. Okay, so that change in Y is 2. Now if I'm in the hole 2 feet and I only want to be in the hole 1 foot, I have to climb up 1 foot. So this is a rise of 1. 2 over 1 is 2. Okay? Let's do one more of those. So I'm looking at between my first 2 points, -3, I'm in the hole 3. I want to get out of the hole and go up 1 foot. So that means I had to climb all 3 to get out of the hole and then up 1 more. So I had to add 4. So my ROC or my slope is 4 here. You can use either name, ROC or slope, they mean the same thing. Alright, and then I'm in the hole 3 and I have to get all the way out of the hole and up 3 more feet. So it takes me 3 to get out of the hole and then up 3 more feet. So I'm going to add 6. Alright, GCF here is 2, so divide by 2 for both the top and the bottom, and I get 2 over 3. Now, the last example that I'm going to talk about is when you're given 2 ordered pairs, how do you find the slope? Okay, so we have a special formula for that, and it's called our slope formula. Alright, and we have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, y'all, that just means changing y. It's just that we need to be a little bit more specific when we have points to make sure that we're going to subtract them in the correct manner. So I think about formulas as recipes. And when I'm trying a new recipe, I do not try to do it for memory. That would be a disaster. Okay, so I always have my recipe sitting right in front of me. So I'm going to write my formula out. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, now when I'm doing a new recipe, I go to the cabinet and I grab my ingredients. But when I go grab my ingredients, they're labeled. So they're not, if I'm trying to grab olive oil, then I have olive oil labeled, I have vegetable oil labeled, so that I know the difference between the two. So it only makes sense that when I go to grab the pieces that I'm going to put into this, that I label them. This is my first x coordinate, so I'm going to label it x1. Y1, it's not my first x coordinate, but it's my first ordered pair. This is my second ordered pair, so I'm going to label it x2, y2. Now, I start putting things in my bowl and mix them together, so I'm going to put things into my formula. So y2 is -4, minus y1, which is 3, divided by x2, which is 7, minus x1, which is -2. You have to be real careful. The minus and the negative, you can't just put one, you have to put both. So I'm in the hole 4, and I go in the hole 3 more, so I'm in the hole 7. 7 and minus the negative, y'all, remember, it changes to positive. So 7 plus 2 is 9. This cannot be simplified, so I am done. Alright, let's try this one more time. So label my points, x1, y1, x2, y2, write my formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay, equals, put things into my bowl. So 1 minus -1 over 4 minus -6. Make sure, y'all, I see this mistake all the time. Make sure you don't just put a minus or you don't just put a negative. You have to put both. So minus a negative, 1 plus 1 is 2. Minus a negative, 4 plus 6 is 10. 2 over 10, you can divide by 2 on the top and bottom to simplify to 1/5. Alright, y'all. Hope that helps. Y'all go get in a good workout, go run, go walk, go enjoy the fresh air. Prop your feet up in the recliner, get you some Cheerios, M&M's, Diet Mountain Dew, and do your math. And love it while you're doing it.